All right, so now I'm going to watch some Polish league, and this should be a pretty good game. It is Jastrzebski versus Luk Lubin, so some Polish players, lots of really good Polish players and Olympians. So for example, we got Toniutti, the French setter, and then we got Fornal, the Polish outside, one of the best outsides in the world, in my opinion, right now, and Lukasz, the right side. And then we got Wilfredo Leon, but his middle name must be Monero. But and then Sasak, who I assume is Polish, and also Savicki, who I also assume is Polish. Polish ballers, Polish league, lots of good players, and obviously you guys probably know Wilfredo Leon is actually from Cuba, but yeah, he switched his citizenship, and yeah, he's one of the best players in the world, probably one of the highest paid in the world right now, and there's very good reason for it. If you watched one of my other videos where he played against Lube, and it was pretty impressive. It was a very good game for him, and this is the guy that got more sets than him. Sasak. Okay. With this one, obviously he doesn't make enough of an angle here to like get a perfect pass. But I think one of the issues of why he didn't do that is because he's just trying to keep it in his center line so much. And like you just have to be okay with passing outside your body. Like let me see if there's a good example. Like this is a better example. Look at how his platform is outside of his body and it's further away from his body, and this angle is a lot better, and it's a pretty good pass instead of getting aced. So two plays that kind of show that difference there. And like I mean, if you look in here with where Wilfredo Leon passes this ball, you see how his arms are far away from him again. And it's a perfect pass. Well, yeah, it's a good pass at least. And you see Fornell steps in, no hesitation from him, no hesitation at all. He steps in and takes it, which maybe he should have let Tony Udy take it, but still. I mean, I would rather someone be more like super, like hyper aggressive, stepping in to take it with their hands. As long as they have good enough hands where you can step in and put up a hittable ball. If you get in the setter's way and then don't put up a good ball, then yeah, the setter can be mad. But if you're putting up good balls, who cares? And you've seen this before. Setters like hunch down, acting like they're gonna try and set the middle here. Like as he's like kind of bent down, see his knee, see how he's like leaning forward to act like he's getting closer to the middle to like really line it up, and he just flips it over the top. And that's gonna get solo blocks for you a lot of the time. And like you can do that while you jump set, you can do that while you're standing like he did. You see that pretty much every single game. You see that a few times, and it still works like that. That still works, even though people do it, even though almost every single professional setter does it in almost every single game, it still works pretty consistently. Like it's very, very good move, very trustworthy move. And again, I've said this before, but if you're alone over here, if you're on an island with somebody, make a swing block move, make a physical move, make him look like your son. Go make him look like your child. Good pass with the hands there. I want to see this real quick with the pass. And I don't know, I haven't really talked about this much, but hand passing floats, you have to have good footwork. Let's go to the last one. Look at how you have to have good footwork and like fast footwork, aggressive, athletic footwork to get yourself behind the ball. So where you want to be like getting yourself is right behind the ball, so that if you got your feet there and then move your hands just out here, it would hit you right in the forehead every time. So like this is a perfect pass here. See his move, see how he moves himself over, jumps over, gets his forehand behind the ball, dimes it. Quick hands upward. And this one's just right on him. And again, still same thing though, with the hands. Upward with the hands. Everything, the momentum of his body is all going upward. so that that pass is also going upward. See that? And another dime. And you saw Toniutti kind of rotate with the ball there, rotate with the middle so that it's easier to hit that window. And this is a pretty trustworthy tip if you're an 0-1. Going against, or if you're a right side, any time when that middle is serving early in that game, test them with a tip. See if they're playing defense. You know, see if they're locked in, because a lot of middles, let's be honest, a lot of middles can't play that defense. Can't get that dig there. And you know, if I'm being honest, I'm actually kind of surprised that Jastrzebski wins this game. So I'm interested to see why they won this game. Because, like, I mean, Wilfredo Leon, he's one of the best players in the world. So let me see when did he okay. Yeah, he's probably in the net there. I don't know why they didn't call it, but they play on. Play keeps going. And this is why you can't stop playing, because who knows? Maybe the serve went into the net. I don't remember. No. Somebody went in the net, though. Somebody went in the net. And this happened as well. Was this off of the... Yeah, okay, it's off a dig. This goes purely in the net, no block touches it, and then they keep playing. This is getting crazy. This is a crazy play. Lots of stuff happened there. I think Lubin won that point maybe 3 times. Alright, let's see here. And this is why Wilfredo Leon is so high paid. I mean, look where he contacts that ball. But like Toniutti, look where he contacts his ball. And since Wilfredo Leon is trying to bounce it, it hits Toniutti's hands, gets a soft block, and that ball is very playable off of that. And I said this in the last video, I think, or one of the last videos. I said, like, if you have a small setter against you and you're looking to go OT, still swing deep anyways, because it's just, yeah, like you should be able to get a free point because it's not hitting the block, you know. Like, swing hard, swing deep. Don't worry about the other stuff, you know. But like, if you're trying to bounce over the top of somebody, you're just giving them a chance to touch it. And in this type of play where the outside gets it from the inside, maybe you can call an inside route. That's just where communication comes into play, and where you have to have a good connection with your setter, you know, a good flow, good fluency with him. And this is what I'm talking about here, okay? Wilfredo Leon is completely on an island here. Everybody else is on the other half of the court. It's this guy versus this guy. He sets this one-on-one, which is fair. Wilfredo Leon makes a very big swing block move, gets himself up there. Look at that block. And he goes around him. Fair enough. Okay, it's a one-on-one. But he's giving himself, by making this huge move here, he's giving himself the best chance against this guy. Okay? Because he's going to be alone. Like, if you feel this, where everybody else is on this side of the court, this middle is getting drawn 3 other ways besides you. Okay? So he's probably going to be leaving you alone on an island, like I just said. So you got to give yourself the best chance of getting yourself that block. You know? And like, it's not like you can help anybody else anyway, so just focus on making a big move in that scenario. But like, just jumping high is not the only thing that matters. Okay, obviously you need to press over the net, you need to have solid hands, you need to be reaching towards the ball, you know, wherever that ball is, but you gotta make a swing block move to make yourself aggressive there. Bang. That'll happen. Wilfredo Leon, what an interesting player. Good patience. Good patience by the middle. I like what this middle does here. Okay, watch this Lubin middle here. Okay, pass gets moved forward. Middle's not really an option, and if he sets the middle, it's going to be like a B connection, you know. So it's going to be like on a grade scale, it's going to be like a B connection. So he could just jump in, throw his hands up, get a soft block. That's fine. Okay, like, it's not going to be a really good connection there. So he cheats over a little bit, just one pass gets moved forward. You see how he shifts over, just takes one shuffle step towards the ball, and then gets neutral, balanced, hits a split step, and goes. Look at that. He's planted there. He's pivoted there, going for the swing block move. And, I mean, that's a pretty good move right there. Okay? Look at that. I don't know who that middle is, but that's a pretty good move. Obviously, he didn't close it, but I'd say it's a pretty good move. You know, you're not going to be able to close every single block, but you can make a pretty good move every time. Fornal didn't step in and take that second hands there, which was kind of interesting. I would have expected him to. But, hey, whatever. You know, stuff happens. Perfect pass. Sets out there. Yeah, on perfect passes, spread the offense out. You know, you're going to get solo block. If you're unpredictable on a perfect pass, then you're going to get solo blocks everywhere, you know. That's just a really good swing. I mean, same type of thing here. 2-option pass. There's only 2 options, okay? And this middle hits a split step, pivots, runs over, makes a pretty good move. He just gets OT'd, but I mean, they dig him, so it's okay. Let's see this. It's really good hustle. Like, and when I say make yourself available as a middle, this is why. Because even though he's pivoting and doing literally like a backwards approach, since he's an option, since he's up, he gets almost a free kill because he's ready in a weird scenario. You know, like this middle's not, I mean, he kind of did commit with him, but like it's a very weird scenario. But yet, since he's still an option, his setter trusts him, trusts that he's going to be up. If he's calling the route, then he's going to be up. So he sets him, you know, and then he gets a kill out of it. So, I mean, just make yourself available. Even if you have no transition, just jump on the right, in the right spot, you know. Wilfredo Leon looks to go OT on that one. Did not work. Looks like it went out of bounds. It's it's a weakness right there by him. He's going OT out of bounds and not hitting fingers because he's hitting so high. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, two in a row where Wilfredo Leon looks to go OT, but misses the fingers. But then he does this right here, and he goes OT inside the court. And maybe he went sharp there. Really good. And I mean, with a double block up there, I've said this before, if there's a double block up there, this guy needs to be deeper into the court. He needs to be wider, okay? Because if I know it's Wilfredo Leon, so Wilfredo Leon can do some pretty crazy stuff. But chances are it's going to be a swing that lands here on this edge of the court, not a swing that lands here. You know, if he's swinging right here, okay, you know, like that's just a crazy thing, and you can't really do too much about that. But I don't know. Ooh, a little action there, a little roll shot action. I don't mind that. I say this all the time. I mean, mix up your swings. You know, do some different stuff every time. Really good help by him here. Like, the higher level you get to, you're gonna be asked to help out further and further away. And like, this is a really good touch right there, and they can run their offense and see what happens. And you know, I like doing this sometimes. Is like, I know I'm not going to get a phenomenal approach, so I literally just go up there and I look to just dunk it or swipe it or do whatever it calls for, you know. And I think you probably have to be. Actually, no, maybe you don't have to be tall. But, like, even just going up there and doing what he did and just jumping where he was, you know, making yourself available, even just for a dunk or a swipe or whatever, or a press, you know. It just adds another option. adds one more thing that they have to worry about, you know? Oh, gosh, yeah. If he didn't drift here, then he probably would have gotten it. But he's looking to close that line up, so. But, like, this is what I'm talking about, is if they're swinging right here, then there's an issue anyways. There's an issue on the block. But, like, if there's a solo block, then you can kind of read wherever you want, because then the amount of space that is opened up is tremendously more. Really good. Really good. Quick arm, straight to, and, like, look where he contacts it here. He contacts it really weird, but that's what it takes to take it at good angles, you know? There's a star. Why did he get caught in this situation? Okay, so he's receiving there in row 1. Okay, so he's front row. That's why. And then he gets blocked there. Yeah. That's tough. I feel like Wilfredo Leon doesn't really attack from the 1 spot that much, or the 2 spot, really. Just because, I mean, honestly, I've seen him play at the 0-2 a few times as well, which is fair enough. You're trying to hide him as a serve, or as a serve target, you know. And Wilfredo Leon's starting to pass pretty well, though. Like, I mean, he's been a serving target for everybody for years and years and years, so he's going to be getting a ton of game serves, you know, and those are different from practice serves. You know, those are just, you feel a little bit more pressure, and then you can perform better in games because you've gotten served thousands and thousands of times in game. 26-25. Miss serve, 26-26. Really nice serve there. Look at how high he contacts this here. And it's going downward. And, you know, if you're athletic or if you're tall, wherever you're contacting your serve, you can think about it as you're serving downward almost. You know, like you got to aim right above that tape and also aim for that back wall, you know? Yeah, like right here, if he's getting OT'd, it's going to be over here. Especially with a player like Wilfredo Leon, he can take some really sharp swings, of course. But more often than not, he just swings deep and wide into the court. So, like, you just got to make that move. Same thing as how we started here. He's trying to pass it a little bit too close. Like, he's not okay with his arms being away from his body, you know? And he's not able to make a good enough angle, and it just skips off his hands, or off his arms because of that. You know, obviously, it's in the seam. It's kind of like a tough ball. But look at his shoulders here. Look at where his shoulders are faced. If his shoulders are faced there, that's fine. But then his shoulders need to be faced even more, you know, so that he can make a good angle with his arms and get that left arm higher and bring it towards that setter, you know. But I mean, he's a baller. He just made a few mistakes. Everybody's gonna make mistakes. You gotta be okay with that. This is McCarthy. Where's this McCarthy guy from? Oh, good block here. Really nice. If he's able to get his feet pretty close to the line, and then he jumps straight up, and then if this guy's trying to take this line, that's a really, really tough swing to take. And he just gets around that ball just a little bit. Boom. Really nice. Real nice there. Just a good press, just good reach. Spin serve. Wilfredo Leon. In the other guy's seam, it looks like, but yeah, and you gotta be so quick when you're passing a serve like this. You gotta be quick. You gotta make your decisions quick. Everything you do has to be agile and like aggressive, because it's just gonna happen so fast. You know, like that serve's getting on you real fast. Like you gotta learn how to not hesitate when you're in serve receive, because this is a good move here. Okay, so this is kind of mirrored on the other way from what, like, look at how much further his platform is from his body here than how Fornal was, okay? And then he's able to make a better angle and it's a dime. Okay, let's watch that move one more time. Y'all see what I'm talking about there? See how his arms are outside his body? He's okay with that. Because if they're close to your body, then you're not able to make any angles. You're the amount of angles that you're able to make is so limited. You know, we can see right here, like I mean, obviously, yeah, like sometimes you're gonna have to pass it like this, okay, but like the amount of movement that he has right there is so limited. Okay, you know, it's so limited. He can't rotate his platform at all. You know, he can't make any sort of angles. It's hitting him. Really nice block there. Wow. Wide block, and then if you're doing a wide block, this is how you have to finish. Is you have to finish like that. Okay, because if you stay like that, then you're probably getting tooled. But if you finish just a little bit like that, like inward, where you're going forward, it's going to allow you to press over the net and get a cool block like that, pretty much. And it can't be extreme. You know, I mean, wide blocks are a very specific tactical move. You know, you don't want to do that every single time, no doubt, obviously. But there's definitely going to be certain situations if you're playing against a small middle or a middle that's just hitting really good angles on you, whatever it may be. And again, same thing that I'm talking about here. Look at how close his platform is to his body, and look at how he's not able to make any sort of angle because of that. And it's just hitting him, and he has no control over it. Like you want to be controlling that ball and deciding where that ball is going to be going, you know. And this is what I'm talking about when I say like hitting it. If you're hitting it from a pretty high point on your serve, which we all should be if you're spinning, even on your float, you should be trying to max out your athletic potential. But like it goes downward the whole time, and that's a really, really aggressive serve. One more time, because it's just a bomb right there. And this is what I'm talking about, because he's going. I mean, since he's hitting it from such a high point, he's able to really, really go downward. But like, look at how it goes right over the top of the tape. And if it had no spin, then that ball would be hitting one of these people in the crowd there. Okay, but since it has spin with the Magnus effect in physics, it's spinning forward, which means it goes downward. Yeah, the Magnus effect is the spin, the effect that the spin has on the trajectory of the ball. This one's just with him. Look at how early he connects, and then he's trying to pass it outside of his platform there. And like if you connect early, that also kind of slows you down from making a good angle on your pass, you know. So you also don't want to connect early. Don't do a half block, okay? Don't do a half block like this guy here, because then it opens up this right here for this guy. Because if he jumps fully, like if there's a big difference between how high this guy touches and how high this guy touches in the block, then that's going to open up this amount of space for tooling, you know. And like obviously it's not always going to happen like this, but like if you're not jumping at the same height of the other blocker, then like okay. So say you saw it right there, that means that this right here is opened up to be tooled. You know, like this is available to hit. Whereas if I'm stable and the same, then like if he hits anywhere in this area, it's a block. Sorry, I didn't see this play. Out of bounds, looks like. Another really nice serve here. Sasak. Again, he's hitting it from a real high point and it's going downward immediately. You know, jeez. Yeah, and like, I don't know. I mean, hopefully you guys are athletic enough to where the point at which you're serving from, like your hand contact point with your serve. Hopefully you're athletic enough to where it's as high as you can reach, you know. Wilfredo Leon fully gets deep. And it's so much easier to get something that's in front of you than one that's deep and behind you, you know. Ooh, yeah. This guy's just making shuffle moves and getting everybody. I think it's the same guy, isn't it? Maybe their whole thing is just shuffle blocks everywhere. And you know, sometimes you're just gonna have to throw your hands at the ball and just keep that ball alive, and somebody else is gonna have to figure it out. You know. And this is why I'm not a big fan of this, because it's in the air for so long, and it gives that guy enough time to make a move, even though they're kind of under pressure. You know, if he's in a scenario where none of his hitters are really available, then maybe I could see the potential benefit of doing this. Like if he has no options, then he's putting them under pressure like they would if it was a tip. But yeah, they're giving Toniutti's giving them a swing there, and luckily they got a block off of it. But yeah, most of the time, it's not gonna really put you in the best scenario. Like a lot of times, a lot of really good players can just handle tips really well, so it will really kind of mess with you a little bit. And you see the same type of thing here. I mean, with the difference in the block, you know, it's not as extreme as the one when the guy got tooled, but like you see how he touches higher, so that means his whole right side of his arm right there is kind of open, you know. Same thing, relaxed, hands down here. And you know, most of the time, as long as you're not connecting early, I mean, he might have actually connected early still, but that's why I don't want players to be connecting early with their hands, because I want them to be here, like palms up right in front of you instead of down here and like full platform, because you're going to protect yourself. Most of the time you're going to protect yourself. You know, it happens fast, but as long as you're paying attention, you're probably going to protect yourself, whether it's at your face or at your nuts. You're going to probably protect yourself, you know. I think this guy overpasses this, but still, it's a better example of him passing it outside of his platform there. You know, like your arms should be a separate entity from your body almost, you know. Does he overpass this, or is it perfect? Nice little middle pass there. Don't mind it. Sasak is just blasting these balls here. I like it. He's hitting the block too. Double points. It's really nice with Toniutti. Look at how his hands go in front of him, acting like he's trying to, again, get closer to the setter, almost, you know, like with his hands. And so this guy bites completely, and then, boom, he has that available. And so, like, if you can get someone to bite on a pipe, or like if you can get someone to bite on the middle for a pipe hitter, it opens up a lane. You know, unless that dude is 7'5" and he's just standing blocking anyways, it's probably going to open up a lane for them to swing into, you know. And you still have to give him an opportunity by putting up a hittable ball, but yeah, it opens up a lane to swing into, you know. Like it's almost like you're placing the block specifically for him to swing to a certain spot, you know. And like opening a lane like a runway person, you know, just lighten that path up for him. Whew. Swinging underneath Wilfredo Leon, gotta love it. Gotta go for that sometimes. With an athlete like Wilfredo Leon, you actually really do have to swing low sometimes, and you have to just abuse that block as much as you can, because it's so much space, so much tooling space. You gotta just use it. Because if you're trying to go around it, that's gonna be very hard. That's gonna be a very difficult thing to do, is go around a Wilfredo Leon block. You know? So you gotta go under it. So really, really sharp. Or you gotta use it somehow. Off the hands, down the line, love it. And this one's not even like an egregious blast of a ball, like off the hands, but just deep enough, and it just barely hits this block. Nice by Bremy. What a guy, being able to take that angle there. And it's not like this is going so much slower than his normal hits are going, but he's making sure that it's in the right spot. Placement is so much more important. And see, like, this is different here because this setter here didn't get him to like fully bite on him. And then there's a soft block. Well, a decent block. Okay, and there's just more space being taken up because now there's 2 blocks instead of just 1. Because on a pipe, if there's only 1 block, you got options. Especially if that middle's down, but it's like one of the pin hitters, which side you're swinging at. You already know it. Bounce, spin to float. And this is why you really have to be careful not to have like concrete feet on a float, because that ball's going to keep moving. It's going to dance on you. And then if you get caught here, then you're kind of a victim to the movement of that ball. Oh my gosh, they're out of system. Okay. Real nice cross. Real sharp. Look how he finishes his arm here, to make sure that this happens. He leans so that he has more mobility. And then, boom. You know what I'm talking about? I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the same type of thing that you have to do to swing down the line on the right side as a righty. Or at least really sharp, Ooh, hello. And like he's still pressing really hard, but he's still high. Like that's just a really good block, because wherever it hits him, it's going down. That's going down somewhere. Holy crap! Yeah, it's a nice block. And then this is the weakness of going wide on a block, because sometimes people will just swing away and just like, okay, I don't know where I'm going, I'm swinging, and then you get caught. Field goal there, out of bounds tools it. Again, swinging high is going to get you some points that you don't deserve, so to speak. Like I guarantee, if you just swing high every time, you're going to get a few balls where you're like, oh shoot, I didn't think I'd score on that. Oof, that middle, who's that middle? Huber. Who is Huber? I don't know who Huber is. He's a baller though. Maybe he's German. Maybe he's Polish. I don't know. Let's see this pass. Fornal's really aggressive in this scene right now, but good pass. Ooh, oh my gosh. And that's why with a small setter, you might as well jump with that tight pass, because he's not going to be able to set those really tight passes anyways. And once it goes in the plane, that's your point, Yeah, that's the right call. That's not a block move, man. That's not at all a block move. And then he complained about it, but that's I think, is he gonna card him? Yeah, he's not happy about it. It's the right call though. I mean, he didn't really jump. He jumped maybe 2 inches off the ground, and then but he's screaming ball don't lie right there. And he's going on a serving run. He's going on an angry serving run now, off his head. See, I feel like on this, you can do the head tap. You can do the head tap and be like, oh my gosh, hit it in the head. But on a ball where you just swing low into the block and hit somebody's head, don't be celebrating that with a head tap, because that's not a good swing. Okay, swinging low into the block, into the center of the block, it's not usually a good swing, unless he's going super wide, which is very rare. Then I'd say it's okay to do the head tapping. But if you're just if you're doing the head tap, when a kid hits somebody in the head off of a, and this is why this type of serve right here from here is really aggressive, because it's kind of a little bit blurry on whose seam this is, because when it cuts, it goes towards Fornal, but the angle of it is going towards Timothy Chalamet, Carla Timothy, yeah, whatever, maybe a French dude, and it's a hard angle to make. Both of these guys have to make a little bit of an extra angle, to dime that ball at least. And then he just swings low there. Yeah. And then, this is just not a good swing. Yeah, if he would have hit Wilfredo Leon's head here on a swing like that, I would just be like, dude, that's just not a good swing. That's low. You should be getting blocked there. Nobody aims for people's heads. Not yet. On a joust, I really want to press into somebody's face on a joust at some point, but that might be a little bit rude. But if it's a heated game, then that'll be pretty hype. And as a help blocker, it's really important to be patient like this. As a help blocker, it's not your job to be early up on here. So if he gets faked out here, then that guy just has a free net. So I'm glad that he didn't get faked out, but yeah, it's tough. Yeah, and you want to do a half load almost when you're a help blocker. A load, you want to be loaded enough to where it's a balance between you're loaded so that you can jump straight up, but also you can shift, shuffle over, Yeah, that'll happen with Wilfredo Leon, that's for sure. Ooh, good dodge. Yeah, with a serve like this, you just gotta pop it high like this, you can't be worried about diming it. You just gotta let it hit you. I mean, obviously you want to control it as much as possible, but with how fast that serve's coming at you, you gotta be okay with just making sure it's a 2-pass. Ooh. And this is what I'm talking about. This is a really nice, even block. And if it hits in here, I mean, that's probably it might get through if it's down here. But if it hits up here, anywhere in this area, that's going down. If it goes in here, it's probably not going through. It's probably hitting in here, And it's just a wall instead of a wall with holes in it. It's Swiss cheese. If you have a difference in height or not closed, You don't want Swiss cheese with a block. You want to be one big fat thing of American cheese. You want Parmigiano Reggiano, that's what you want. Protein packed. Yeah, and this is tough. This would be a tough pass to do by Wilfredo Leon, so leave it for the libero, but a really nice serve. Where it I feel like some of the most aggressive serves are where it's, let's say, a right cut, where it cuts over here. And it hits it's aiming right here. But then when it cuts, it goes off of him. I feel like those are the best serves. Those are the best serves in the seam. Seams are good, but getting it, aiming right at somebody's right foot when it's right seams, or yeah, I feel like I feel like those are the most effective serves, because then it's really oh, whose ball is this? This is really on the edge. It's a nice serve. Again, these guys are cooking. I think Jastrzebski, they have some really good service pressure, honestly. Against Lubin had some really good service pressure as well. Let me just go back to this because this was saucy. And if you're trying to fake people out with this, earlier in the game, he squared up with someone and he just did the simple set, and now he just finishes there. Boom, it's a perfect one. There's nobody up. Kablam. He gets a no block on on an out of system situation, which is beautiful. Oh yeah, now they're flowing. Oh my gosh, that's just pure OT. But that'll happen. Oh. And this is why you want to leave it inside, especially in a situation where they're triple blocking or whatever. But like leave it inside so when this guy transitions, he can get it in front of him instead of slowing himself down, or like this, he's backing up, and they have to put a free ball over because of that. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in a scenario like this, you want to cheat over for Wilfredo Leon, help him out, because Toniutti versus Wilfredo Leon, I know who I'm betting on, Really nice angles by this guy, by Lukash. Taking some really nice swings, honestly. Coach on the court. Oh my gosh. Is he getting yelled at here or what? Yeah, that's funny, man. Are these boxes for the coaches? I don't know. Sorry. Yeah. See, this is better. Like, Wilfredo Leon, this might be some of the biggest difference in like blocking versus hitter that you'll see in some of my videos. But Toniutti's touched a ton of these balls. But then when Wilfredo Leon goes deep, bro, that is impossible for Toniutti to touch. Okay. And also really, really difficult for these guys to dig. Because it gets them high. Boom. It like causes them to force some discipline, so to speak, Ooh, hello. Again, swinging high, it's gonna pay off. But yeah, like even if you have a size difference of Wilfredo Leon versus Toniutti, you still need to swing deep, because if you don't, then come on. And I'm not a fan of this. I like Fornal's fire and stuff, but like that right there, what does that do? Staring your teammates down, what does that do? I don't know. I mean, you probably made a better move, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you could have gotten that block. I don't know. I don't know why he got so mad there. It went through his hands, didn't it? Yeah, it went through his hands. That's not the defender's ball. Yeah, of course you want him to get it, but, I mean, yelling at him's not going to do anything. Oh, Fornal. Yeah, Fornal's not the best teammate. He's a really good competitor, and it's tough to play against him because he'll talk some crap, stare you down, do some stuff, but he's got to be able to hold himself accountable too. Hey. There we go, giving it to him. Give it to Lukash. And again, same type of thing you see here, this same guy. I don't know, maybe it's not the same guy. But again, this guy does maybe a half move here. Gets OT'd. Boom. Don't be making half block moves. If you're going to go up, be up there. Be up there completely. Oof. Swung out of bounds. That's why you don't go fister. That's a Mr. Fister right there. The lefty. It's lefty. Has he swung it all this game? Is he just getting in now? Yeah, with this lefty on the outside, it's a bit different. It's a very different block. You got to get all the way out there. Got to get out there on him. Huh. Yeah. Let me see this, sorry. It's tough. Brutal. Oh. We got 21-16, third set. Fornal, serving it up with the dime. Over the top, off the hands there. Maybe through the hands there. It's tough. That'll happen though. Everyone's missing serves now. And like this is not his seam here, but it's a really nice swing. Really nice pass. And like the reason why it's harder to make, like since that ball has so much momentum going this way and cutting this way, he has to just make a slight bit extra angle to get it over here, and it's like hard to kind of calibrate that, you know. Let's see what Wilfredo Leon does here. Reused by Wilfredo Leon. I see you, Wilfredo. I think this just keeps happening now. Okay, just going through the block there. It's a good block move. But again, like I said, keep yourself wide and you'll be able to get these balls. You know, make sure you're outside the block. So it looks like it just goes barely outside the block there. Right outside. And it seems to me like, based on this, both of these guys are just hiding behind the block. You know, like if it goes off the hands here, he might not be deep enough to get it. If it goes where it did, he's not wide enough and sitting outside the block. You know, you have to kind of trust your block to be a wall and not be like Swiss cheese. You know, you got to trust it to be a solid platform so that if it gets hit in the block, it's going to either go high or deep, or it's going to go around it. You know, I guess right here, you got to trust your block to be doing that and stopping the ball, stopping or slowing that ball down. Like, you have to trust your block not to get field goal or stuff like that. Like, you gotta, where'd that go? Right outside the block. Yeah, that's why, I mean, cover or play defense right outside the block there. Really nice pass. I like this. Really nice pass. Look at how loose his big split step. He's leaning away, and the way he finishes his footwork, he opens his hip. Really nice. Yeah, look at that angle. And he's able to make that angle because of where his shoulders are facing, you know. Like, if he's staying like this the whole time and flat to the net, you know, he's not going to be able to make that angle. He's going to have to turn away, stuff like that. We got 33 going back to serve. He's missing that. Okay. Hybrid. Nice pass. Let's see. Wilfredo Leon going deep. Again, if Wilfredo Leon swings deep every single time, he's going to be like OT and just blast the ball and get a bunch of kills, you know, but I don't know. Every play doesn't call for it, so he doesn't do it every single time. Maybe he's not disciplined enough. Maybe he's not. I don't know. Let's see here. Chop that one down. Let's triple block. And this is what I'm talking about here. Like, you have to trust your block enough to where you trust that they're going to get good touches, and it's either going to go off them high or it's going to be outside the block. You know? And you want to be like a full step outside the block too, because who knows, sometimes your blocker makes a slight adjustment, makes a slight move, whatever. But also, sometimes it just, the dude, like, the hitter is going to try and go, like, far away from the block, if possible. But it depends. Yeah, like, I mean, you can't really play defense based on, oh, I think he's going to get tooled, I think it's going to go under him, I think it's going to go in between him. Like, you're not going to play defense based on this right here. You know, like, you can't expect that, you can't predict that, you can't react to that even. Like, it's just too fast, it's too unpredictable. You have to play defense based on this. Like, this is what you play defense based on. You play you plan your defense and get into a spot based on good touches, not bad touches. Excuse me. Good time to run the middle. Long rally, you see this middle's running around, you see he's drifting off. If you see a middle is late on something like this, and then the ball comes right back over, run your middle, you know, or run the opposite way. So then it's a solo block for sure, but a middle's a nice run there. That's an okay pass. Ooh, Wilfredo Leon on an inside route. Is this an inside route or what's happening here? Oy, oy, oy. Wilfredo Leon. Yeah, he can he can hit the ball. I'll give it to him. And communication is key here. Because you just blew an overpass and they score off of it. You got to take care of those opportunities, and they lose this game too. So, you got to really be able to take care of every single opportunity that you get. Hybrid, missed it. Floater. In. Nice. Okay, it's an okay pass. Interesting run here. This is the benefit to running a pipe to a spot, is if that pass gets moved backwards or whatever, then this guy's still kind of an option. But I mean, I feel like you can probably audible into that. I don't know. There's kind of a slight difference between those, But it's a nice run. Good swing by that guy. Lukash gets blocked by that triple block there. Okay. Wilfredo Leon misses serve. Dude, every time, if I'm playing against Wilfredo Leon, if he misses a serve, I'm just, thank you. Because that is just a lifesaver to not have to pass that serve again. A nice subtle drift route, it's nothing too crazy. It just gives him a little bit of momentum, just gives him a slight bit of space to swing into. Really nice there. Oh, see a ball, that one's gone. Oh my gosh. We got 12-12. Okay, we're back. Bathroom break. Spinner, dimed it. Right side, down that line. Jeez, really snuck it down there. And as a blocker, you have to be okay with this. You have to be okay with it, because you're sealing that line. Maybe actually, if it landed here, then okay. Oh, you snuck through, cool. But if it lands this deep, then maybe you can take care of something there. I don't know. It's rough. Just snuck right by him. It is what it is. Short serve, middle takes it. Out of bounds. Yeah, he's okay with that. Run it again. Yeah, run it again. Run it back. One of the things that I try to do is, if a player makes a mistake, I'm like, all right, hey, don't worry about him. He's not gonna set that dude again and stuff like that. And depending on the setter, it'll really mess with their head and kind of choose what they're gonna make, choose what decision they're gonna make next. Yeah, it just depends on who you're playing though. Look at that dig. Scoop that puppy. Wilfredo Leon throws it back here. Good transition here. If you see a guy chasing over here, get over to him, call an A-ball or whatever you call this route. Good set, and then you can at least take it some sort of swing. Okay. And it gets him out of system too. You swing at the setter, it gets him out of system. This one you don't wanna give this up too much. Maybe that middle could have closed more, but it's tough. It's tough. Oh, that's a really nice swing there. Who is this guy? Walensky. Another little Polish dude. Walensky, yeah. Not bad. Float serve. Hybrid right to Wilfredo Leon there. Goes outside to him. And they're just gonna abuse this mismatch all day. And I mean they made some subs. They subbed Fornal out. Looks like they subbed Toniutti out. Really nice. It's just a really nice swing, dude. Going for that really, really sharp angle there. Wow, that lands on the 5-foot line there. Good for him. We got 19-17. We're almost done with this game here. Off the hands, That's not bad. If he's this far off the net, though, I don't know. I don't know. If he's that far off the net, I kind of change my posture just a little bit to be more um, ready to move instead of like ready to dig it right on you, you know? And I mean, I've said this before, but like there's different postures on defense. You know, sometimes you're sitting in ready to just get hit because there's no blockers or maybe one blocker. Other times there's a big block in front of you, so you're just ready to like cover tips and ready to move and stuff like that. And so if I see a player swinging from further off the net, then I get more ready to move instead of ready to get hit, you know. Throw it inside, throw it to the middle of the court. Really nice. Ooh, if he would have swung down that line, that would have been nice. Yeah. See, if this is part of your system, I would love to do it. Like if I was this guy and like I was always expecting him to do that, I would love to do this. But then it doesn't work out there. Looks like he's not happy about it either. Yeah. But I mean, it would have given him a pretty good opportunity if it was hittable, or if it was hittable, or if that guy was ready, you know. But yeah, I don't know, it's tough. And if you're doing that, I feel like it can be higher, you know. It can be kind of high because he has to make a decision anyways. But like, I mean, I guess the idea there is that maybe you're getting a swing right off the bat. I don't know. I'm not sure. I have to think through that. Yeah, you kind of got to give this up. You just got to be okay with Wilfredo Leon doing that sometimes because he is Wilfredo Leon. We got 23-22, Jastrzebski here. I'm definitely not saying that right, but yes, Jastrzebski. 24-22. It's nice that these bench guys are able to take care of business and still win this game here. It's cool. Wilfredo Leon, when he's swinging deep, there's nobody else. There's nobody that can really stop him because nobody's getting their block up there, you know. And this is why you do those tips, because it just puts him under pressure, and then sometimes it just hits the block weird like this, and then you score off of it, you know. And he's obviously not going to take a swing off of this. You know, it's too high for him. He can't take a swing right there. So he's tipping it there. It hits the hands, and it ends up scoring, you know. One more time. Boom. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.